Hello and welcome to another update video about GALA. GALA continues to hold above this support level that seems to be quite relevant. And we discussed in the previous video the two main possibilities that we really have. First of all, what we have to talk about is that as long as we are holding in this green support area, we can directly focus on higher. Yeah, to keep it very, very simple, it could be that this wave 4 was already in. We pushed in a wave 5 and this finished off the higher degree wave 1 and we're now coming down into. But of course the wave 2 doesn't necessarily need to break this support area. So this is certainly a support area that is of high relevance for a scenario in which the wave 2 might still be ongoing, because this could here be very clearly a three-wave move, A, B, C. Now if it's really a wave 2, I would expect it to come down lower. So this C wave could come down certainly a little bit lower. A, B, C, change the color. For a wave 2 that would be a bit too shallow. It would really only take us to, well, we wouldn't even have touched the 38.2 fib retracement. Normally only the wave A reaches the 38.2 and then you get another B wave and a C down. So I wouldn't be surprised if all of this was just an A wave. We're going to move up in a B wave and then come down in C maybe over the next few weeks. That would mean that over the next few weeks we have a lot of consolidation and sideways movement here, where people could possibly accumulate GALA. Now that's only an idea and only based on the assumption, or only based on the condition that we're holding this support area here, which is between 3.41 cents and 4.3 basically, yeah. And then as long as we're holding that, we can focus on higher. Should we drop below that support area, we have to do, or we have to deal with quite a more substantial move to the downside. I would at the moment be careful. I mean, we've now probably pulled back to local support. I mean, we've come here to the first support, maybe drop a little bit lower for that 38.2 fib level, which is here at 4.05 cents. I mean, coming into this region is certainly a support for the A wave. So if we assume we have here a larger ABC to come in a wave 2, then that's basically also the count I have for mana, similar. Then we could say this is the A wave. This is currently an area where we can turn around and move up in B. And we would then come down in C eventually, possibly to much lower here, around 2.4 cents. Or 3 cents into this region in a C wave. So that's certainly something interesting I would observe going forward. If we break above the 5.61 cent level, we have to assume we go up more directly. And if we push up more directly and break above the 5.55, 5.6 cent level, how would the count look like? I would then have to assume that the wave 1 wasn't finished yet and that we're moving up in something like this. Yeah, that we've got here another wave 1, probably off the higher degree 5. So a pretty long extension of the 5th wave. But I don't believe it at this stage, because we are this looks now pretty exhausted here. And if this was still a wave 4 here, yeah, okay, maybe the wave 4 is in, but then again, it's just sort of the proportions aren't really working out anymore. I think it needs a retracement here at some point. But again, the market will tell us if we break above that level, then I would have to assume that the high isn't in yet. It also depends a little bit on how low do we now come, because of course it could be we get only a shallow wave 2, but also at the moment we haven't really reached the 38.2% fib level yet, so I would not see the wave 2 as finished. It would be unusually shallow then. But yeah, those are sort of the very, very important levels at the moment. This is what I would primarily be looking at. A wave down, maybe a tiny bit lower, then a B wave to the upside, maybe in line with what Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to do when they come down a little bit lower first, then move up. They might make a new high, GALA might not, we'll see. And then later we come down in a C wave here. So you can also use here some of the indicators if we take a look. I mean, we already looked at them in the last few days and weeks. We already saw here a bearish divergence coming, which always indicates that the trend is getting exhausted. So we're making basically higher highs on the price chart, lower highs on the RSI. At the moment, it seems to be pretty much, there's no diversion at the moment, so it's pretty much following here the price. So it's just playing out that diversion now. The MACD also here pushing further down, has crossed below 0 on the 4-hour chart and is not yet reversing, so momentum is still down. And on the daily chart here, this will be interesting if we get a bearish crossover or not on the daily chart. If we get it, this could push us to below, or let's say below the support area. At the moment, it's, I would say, rather neutral, but of course the negative momentum or the positive momentum is reducing in line with what the chart is doing at the moment. What will be interesting though, if we get a bearish crossover here, that could lead then eventually to that wave 2. Also here, bearish crossover on the RSI. We had that already after we were already overbought, so that will be interesting going forward as well. Pretty overbought. Bearish crossover on the daily could also lead to more negative momentum to the downside. So I don't really think that we have got much more here to see to the upside in the short term. I think we need some kind of either longer sideways consolidation or that wave 2 eventually. But yeah, we could get this B up and C down. It's certainly something interesting to observe. Also here on the daily, we had now a bearish engulfing candle. Also something to take note of. But overall, yeah, I mean, the trend is up. Here the short-term trend is certainly up, or at least not even medium-term. I would say short-term trend is up. Very short-term trend is down, of course, in this correction. And yeah, we'll see. It will be very interesting next few days. So the market will give us a clue if we or when we break those important levels. But as I said, we're now in a possible area where if anybody wants to do it, that B wave to the upside could be traded. But bear in mind, we haven't got any signal yet that the A wave is over. Next support would be that 38.2% fib level that I mentioned, which is a level that a wave A often comes down to, which is at 4.06 cents. Okay, and that's my update about GALA. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.